A very interesting conversation I told you about earlier. We're going to be talking to a guy who happens to be thriving in a female-dominated field, and that is the baking industry. And he has just joined us on set this morning. I'm talking about none other than the very amazing and super talented Mr. Ikechukwu Emenike Kenneth. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted.
I'm delighted
I'm grateful.
to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
For some reason, I thought you would come with your apron.
Dressed as a chef.
You know. But of course, that's not necessary. But how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank God.
Okay. So let's begin this way.
Okay.
How did you come about baking? Because a lot of men would say stuff like they don't like the kitchen. They don't like, just don't associate me with anything with the kitchen, you know. And even some ladies too. Funny enough, some ladies don't like the kitchen. I have a friend. I bake, by the way. So I have a friend back in Kaduna. She'll see me baking each time. I like my friends coming around. They love to come around for the eating. I love them coming around so that we'll walk. So whenever she comes, she'll stay at me for a while, and she's just waiting for the cake. I say, oh God, come and put your hand here and walk. She'll say she loves the eating, but she doesn't like the baking. Now, this is for a supposedly female-dominated field. This is for a field that they say women love the most. So having a man get into it, how exactly did you come about that?
Okay. First of all, it was when I was in school, doing my ending IMT. So along the line, I decided to look for a job. So I was able to get one in Made in Heaven event. So I started working there as an artist because I studied fine art there. So along the line, I started developing interest. But at first, my mom bakes. You understand? So, but when she was doing those things, my interest wasn't into it. But it was when I started working with Made in Heaven events, then I started picking interest in that area of baking. So I now said to myself, okay, since you study fine art, so is it better you venture into baking? Then I now discussed with her, and she saw that I'm very interested, that there's this interest I have towards it. Then she now taught me how to do baking. So that was how I ventured into it. Until today, I'm baking. So that's it.
So it was your interest in art. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense how you just converted your whole love for arts and crafts into baking.
You know, baking also has to do with art to a large extent. Because I see what people do with cake these days. I'm like,
don't play.
There's this woman I follow on Instagram. If you see what she creates with cake, to a large extent, you will not even, first thought, you will not even think it's cake at all. But someone who, as a male that is in a female-dominated area, have you faced any stereotype? Have you faced any doubts? You know, someone be like, are you sure your cake is going to be sweet? This one that you're a man. How has it been? Have you ever faced that kind of stereotype?
Okay, yes. That challenge happened the very first time I baked the first cake.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, it didn't turn out well. The worst part of it is that I baked the cake and the cake rose. By the time I brought it out from the oven and kept it for some time for it to get cold, I now discovered that the thing just went down. I was like, why would this kind of thing happen to me in my first experience? So that thing alone discouraged me. And I was like, I'm not going to bake again. In fact, any job that comes in, I will give it to somebody else to do for me. But along the line, I was discussing with somebody the experience I had, and she said, no, that maybe what happened could be the heat of my oven. Maybe it wasn't that hot enough. Or secondly, it might be the baking powder I used. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try the second time. So when I gave it that try the second time, I was able to get it right. Then along the line, I baked, and when I give to some persons, after eating it, they say, wow, your cake tastes great. And from there, I was able to get a job to be doing birthday cake for for every month babies, like in my church. So that's how the whole thing started.
And you had community that supported you.
Yes.
That's very beautiful.
I was going to say that because
that's something you get
a lot of people, a lot of people experience criticisms. Just like Ogon was asking, whether you've had people look at you like, no, this one na man, this one no go sabi. Let me share a short experience. Like I said, I'm also a baker, and I cook too. So my own, for instance, is where, I don't know if it's in the looks. There's a way people expect a chef or a baker to look. If you don't look that way, my brother, you are slim. I'm also slim.
It's supposed to be chubby because
So
you're eating
anytime
good
they
food.
see me, they just now she be the baker. I'm telling you, someone literally said that to my front. Now they cook the food.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it was. I started looking at myself. So what part of me is not supposed to know how to do the job? So that's for me. That's even a lady. So you now that's a guy. Have you had people look at you like because you're a man, you're not supposed to do it right?
Well, no, I've not had that experience.
You haven't. Wow. He's surrounded by very amazing people.
I've not had the experience.
Okay,
Wow.
but have you faced any sort of criticism at all?
Well, the criticism
Aside from the beginning stage.
the criticism I faced was I think there was this cake I baked and I delivered to the customer, and the customer complained that it wasn't neat, that the finished work wasn't neat, and secondly, the cake didn't come out well. So I was able to apologize, to plead with the customer and tell her, please, that this will not repeat itself, that something happened.
Okay.
So that was how the whole thing happened.
That's amazing. But I think we should go for a very, very short break. We'll go for a very short break, and when we return, we'll continue this conversation. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about that short break, but we are right back. We're still here with Mr. Ikechukwu Emenike, the CEO, Kenneth's Cakes and Events, here with us on set. You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so talking about Kenneth's Cakes and Events, here in Enugu State, how has it been? How has Enugu community been towards your brand? How is the competition? How is the market?
Well, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't because I just started. So I'm just an upcoming and baker. So it wasn't that easy because as I speak with you, I'm still working on the Made in Heaven event. So, and I'm still learning a lot from them. So it's not that easy for you to start being known around. So it was challenging though during this time when I was still coming up. But the people that really encouraged me in that area is my church members. By the time I started meeting them, telling them I do bake, then they say, okay, I would like to try your cake. So by the time I bake for them, and after testing it, they were like, okay, this is good. Then there are some persons that I was able to get connection. Maybe some of our church members that have tested my cake did not have to tell them that this guy does a good work. So from there, they started telling me, okay, bake for me. That is how the whole thing continued.
Your work is beautiful. Now, I have this question because, it feels like recently everybody, like the government says everybody should have a skill. So everybody, once you're done with secondary school or even in university, you just rush. Is it that baking? Is it that fashion and designing or something? So it's more like it's a little bit crowded, if I should use that word. Okay. Now, what stands you out from every other baker in the industry? What is that particular thing that, people will say, no, we are leaving all these persons and we're going with this person? What's your unique selling point?
Okay, number one is that your cake needs to taste great. Then secondly, you need to do a neat work because these are the things that will make people to start coming to you. Then number three, you need to make sure you satisfy your customer. Once they say, I need this work, this particular day, make sure you deliver to them that particular day and time. Because by the time the person say, bring this cake by 8, and you are now bringing it by 9, it means that you have already lost that customer. So your work needs to turn out well, and your cake needs to be very good. You need to use quality things. These are the things that will make your brand stand out different from other people. Yeah, okay. There was this person that wanted me to do cake for him the other time. So along the line, I couldn't get the business anymore. So I was now asking the guy what happened. So they said that the price I called for them was too much. They now have to go to another person that did the cake cheaper for them. Now, do you know what the problem? When they test the cake they bought, it was now like, how should I even explain it? Like apple.
Bones.
So that's the thing. So because they are trying to get something that is more cheaper and they now got something which is not good. So make sure that your work turns out good and your cake tastes very good. And these are the things that will make you stand out from other people.
Okay, I mean, that's a lot of, I was just saying things down. But yeah, talking about this battle with pricing.
Okay.
I want to know how it has been with you because I hear a lot of things. Well, people say cakes are expensive.
It is.
Cakes are really, I'm saying people say because
you
I
are
kind
at
of
the
know what we
receiving
go
end.
through.
We are
Exactly.
the one, you know. But so it sounds expensive. The prices. It is.
Exactly. However, there are vendors you will see who are also into the cake industry or baking industry.
Yeah.
That will still bring maybe a cake you charge for 30,000 naira. This person will bring it and be willing to do it for 15,000 naira. Exactly what goes on? What causes that kind of thing? Why is it that one will see a cake here for I'm not even talking about those my cousin can do it at home. I'm saying these are brands, reputable brands too. But they happen to have these cakes
And
being
funny
sold
enough,
at cheaper rates.
It even tastes good as well.
And it's
To an
still,
extent.
I mean, at least to the average person eating cake.
Okay. That shade. Average
No.
person. Eating
I didn't mean it that way to all of us.
the way the average person is eating cake, it tastes good.
Okay, please, let's hear you.
Okay, based on that, I think most of them are just doing it because they need customers. Yeah, so they just want to get more customers to them. So they will not be like, okay, sometimes it might be maybe you are in need of fund at that moment, and you'll be like, instead of me letting this job just go like that, let me just get it and do it like that. Though you won't get much gain. Like me, when I started newly, some persons will be like, I want to do a cake of 5,000 for me, a cake of 10,000. I'll be like, okay, this is how the size is going to be. Now, when I was doing all those things, I was just doing it because I'm starting. So that by the time the person tests the cake and once the person confirms that this cake is good, by the time you are coming back, they will now know how to do it, go about it. So so that's it. So I think one of the reasons why most people do that is because maybe they are in need of fun, or maybe they just want to make that person their customer. Because once you are able to satisfy that person's that customer, you see the person will keep coming to you time after time.
Well, I don't know if I would say, well, that is accurate. But I've also had experiences where people that you sold for at a cheaper rate will come back expecting, I had this particular experience. I did this thing for this lady at a very, very affordable rate. I sold myself, in fact. So I did it with hope that, of course, I'm going to secure a customer. And when it was time for her to come back, she came and she requested for a bigger size.
Oh.
And so I said, oh, great, thank God we're requesting for a bigger size. And then I told her the amount, I told her the price for the bigger size. And then she goes, no, now it's supposed to be the previous price.
For a
See, you
bigger
didn't
size.
even ask for the previous cake. You asked for a bigger one. And on top of everything, the previous cake was not even the price I did it for. It was not even supposed to be the price. So how do you deal with customers like that without losing them? Because I eventually lost her. I had to. I lost her. And it pained me because that person too happened to be a friend, sort of. We had gotten a bit close in the process of doing business. So how do you deal with customers like that and without losing them?
Okay, for me, if I check and I find out that me, like doing that work for you will cost me a lot, well, I think I will just explain to you, like I will bring it down and explain to you and tell you that see how this is going to be. And if it is okay by you, we'll go with it. But the thing is that I will make sure that the price will be a price that will be convenient for you. You understand? In order to make sure that I won't lose you. You understand? Then once I explain some certain things, because in this business, you need to explain to them the reason why this price is this way. Because sometimes most of them, if you don't give them that detailed explanation, they won't understand you. So it is best you explain to them, tell them, see the reason why you are doing this way. Things in the market are expensive and you need to. You understand? And you can even explain to them that the reason you are doing this thing, you are not doing it because you want to get much gain from it. It's just to keep that relationship. You understand? By the time you explain to that, I think that alone should be enough for that person to have an understanding. Except the person is just one person that wants to just go elsewhere. So you can just forget about the person. I believe that God will still provide more customers.
Okay.
Patronize you.
That's a very amazing way to think about it. But do you have any final words for me?
I don't have any other question because I think he has answered everything. He has, explained everything. And I think when it comes to this, things that you have talked about, customers are always, they always want to take advantage of any help. So I think when you have a structure and you explain, just like you said, a lot of explanation needs to go down.
Yeah.
And if the person isn't, coming to understand what you're saying. It's good to just let the person go.
All right. I think my final question would be, what words of advice would you have for fellow men, for men like you, especially the masculine men, especially alpha males out there? You know, people who believe that, you know, we're already in a society where there are particular kinds of jobs that are more associated with men, and then there are certain types associated with women. But you had a need and you found a way to go about it, and you're thriving in it. So what words would you have for people like you out there?
Okay, what I'll tell them is, once this is your passion, go for it. Don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody talk down on you. But once this is the thing that moves you, please go ahead. The world will ask, they will surely say sometimes some things that will discourage you, but please don't even listen to them. Just move on. Keep doing that thing that you love. Because me, immediately I venture into baking, I begin to love it. And it came to a point that because I studied art and I can mold edible characters, so I have to put it into it. Yeah, so that is it. So whenever I'm doing that thing, I find it as fun doing it. So please, I will encourage them, you guys out there, once you know that you want to be a cook or you want to be a baker, just go ahead and do it. There are some guys that will come to discourage you, but don't listen to them, because what we are talking about is your life here. And they won't come and give you money. They won't put food on your table for you. It is what you work on that will put food on your table for you.
I think
So that's
just
it.
This is so inspiring. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
joining
much.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you for being part of the show.
That was Mr. Ikechukwu Emenike, the CEO, Kenny's Cakes and Events. I mean, that's a very inspiring one from him. If you're like him, if you're like any other guy out there looking to survive, do not limit yourself. Don't restrict yourself. Whatever it is you have passion for, go for it and you'll thrive. It doesn't matter what gender is said to be the most dominant. And on that note, we are wrapping up this segment. Thank you one more time.
Thank you so much. I'm
Up
grateful.
next on the AM Weekend Show is our second conversation. We'll be diving into the world of music. We'll be looking at the gospel music industry and want to find out what is going on there. It's been a while, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.